But with ExoPower, as long as any part of the robot is over the charging pad, it gets full power transfer at full efficiency. This means in-motion charging requires significantly fewer charging pads, reduces costs, and offers unmatched flexibility. The market potential is massive. The charging for mobile robots and forklifts alone is projected to reach 3.7 billion by 2031. But ExoPower doesn't stop there. Our technology sets the stage for in-motion wireless charging in many other industries, like automotive and beyond. The ExoPower team consists of acclaimed scientists, accomplished engineers, and a high-tech marketing and sales executive. My co-founder and PhD advisor, who I developed this technology with over the past 10 years, Professor Khurram Afridi, is the world-renowned expert on capacitive wireless charging. We have the former product marketing manager and systems engineer of the prominent robot company Six River Systems as an advisor, along with the former chief engineer of the forklift company Hyster-Yale to help guide us into these markets. We also have the foundational patents that makes capacitive wireless charging possible that we invented under license from both Cornell University and University of Colorado, along with a new patent filed exclusively by ExoPower. ExoPower has potential for incredible growth. We've already raised over $500,000. We've partnered with Six River Systems and also the leading warehouse flooring manufacturer, Resendec, to showcase our minimum viable product. And we have 4 letters of interest from potential customers, 2 of which want to have on-site pilots this year. Speaking of our minimum viable product, here is our test setup. A robot seamlessly moves across the charging pads, never stopping, never plugging in. This simple but powerful demonstration proves ExoPower's potential to revolutionize automation with continuous, effortless charging. Today, we are looking for a $1 million pre-seed investment. This investment will enable us to deliver customer site pilots this year. It will also bridge the gap to get us to the $1.25 million SBIR Phase 2 grant, then a seed round and a ship to our first customers next year. Then we really scale up to meet the massive market demand. ExoPower is ready to eliminate downtime, reduce costs, and power the future of automation. Join us in transforming these industries. Let's revolutionize charging together. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Brandon. Glad to see this. Yeah, I guess a new version each time I see you present. You have a few additional updates on things. So glad to see where you guys are now. I'll first kind of go to the audience. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or raise your hand and we can bring you to the stage. If not, I'll ask you a couple of questions, Brandon.
Okay.
So, yeah, I sort of am happy to see this this prototype that you have, and I guess one of the things I know that I've been curious about is sort of the spacing for these charging pads, and I know with the sort of it looks like here it's I don't know 50% or a third of the area that's covered by them. So is this kind of what the final product will look like, kind of similar spacing, or what's sort of the optimal or minimum spacing that you'd need for some of these charging pads?
That's a great question. So the minimum spacing would be exactly 1 vehicle length. Okay. So we don't want the vehicle ever over 2 charging pads at the same time. If we are doing, let's say, a recharge lane, if you will, in a warehouse, there's we have two factors to balance. How many charging pads do we put in, or how powerful are these charging pads? If we make them more powerful, then we don't need as many. So there's going to be an optimum that we'll have a script calculate what's going to be the best use of what's the best trade-off. So it's the whole system's optimized for price.
Interesting. Yeah, and so with the company that you're partnering with for the floor tiles, so are these in this picture you have here, is this with their floor tiles that you've integrated this into, or is that part of the kind of prototype that you're working on right now?
Oh, that's a great insight. This is absolutely the resin deck. So we
Okay,
wanted to not only showcase our technology working on a real commercial robot, which you see there, but also working on this real commercially available robot flooring. So that's uh, there's no need to install ExoPower in the floor. It can be in perfectly integrated in this resin deck.
okay.
And
That
we're
makes
also able to mount the charger on the side or on the top. But it's I thought for this demo it would just be best for the floor.
Yep, yep, good, thanks. Anybody else have any questions? There's one in the Q&A. So the question in the Q&A is the stay time on the pad too short for charging, and what efficiencies do you expect? That's the first question.
Okay, great. So the stay time, obviously, if the robot's in motion, uh, it's less than a second that it's passing over that charging pad. And so you need to keep repeating them. But we will want to put these in the ideal locations is where robots are getting products being put on them or taken off, where they are stationary for 30 seconds. So that is, we will absolutely put chargers in those positions so we can uh, limit how many, there's no need to cover your entire warehouse flooring with this. What is the efficiency? We're going to be above 90% efficient, DC to DC. In the lab, we've reached 95%. Um, so it's, and then is there, the second question, is there unavoidable waste energy while not charging any robots? Uh, that's a good idea. No. So the charging pad only turns on when it when it detects that robot above it. And our handshake is very quick, uh, near instantaneous.
Okay, great. Well, I will, yeah, so we'll keep on schedule then unless there's any other questions. We'll move on to the next speaker. So